Good sir, have you ever wanted to have Tinkers-like weapons in regular old vanilla Minecraft? Then have we got the data pack for you! Hello guys, skunkmunkee here, and today in the data pack showcase, what do we have? Well, this is deep. This is a lot. There's a lot to go over because this is quite an amazing data pack. It is Smithery by Gasto and Gasho. I don't know. Anyway, this is basically a slimmed down version of Tinker's construct for vanilla Minecraft in data pack form, and it's pretty stinking cool. I really like it. I really like what is added. So let's get right into it. The very first thing you're going to want to do is get 8 iron nuggets and a book. Go into your crafting table, getting your iron ingots surrounding your book, and you will get a knowledge book. And this knowledge book is the blacksmith's manual. And this will tell you everything you need to know about all the different things that are added. And I have it in this lecture right here because it's really nice to be able to stop at certain pages and go over them and find your place again. So there are so many different aspects, and we're just going to go in order of how they're presented in the book and what you can do with them. The very first thing right here is the obsidian hammer, and all it takes is 2 sticks, 2 obsidian in a crafting table, just like we just did, and you get the obsidian hammer. And then obsidian hammer can be used as a weapon. In fact, if we go in here, it is an iron sword, but it will also be used in crafting of some different smithing items later on. So that's the first thing that it adds. And then if you make a sword out of copper, you get the copper short sword. The really cool thing about this and the copper hatchet right there is that these things will get weathered. There are 4 different stages to the copper weapon and tool, just like regular old copper, which is kind of a neat thing. And I really wish it was in vanilla Minecraft. Don't know why it hasn't been added. Mojang, please add it. So that is the recipe for the copper short sword. This is the recipe for the copper hatchet. And they're basically about stone level. So nothing great, but kind of cool. Next up, we have the lance. And the lance looks absolutely cool. And if you guys couldn't tell, there's a custom resource pack that needs to go with this data pack. Anyway, this is the crafting recipe for the lance. You're going to put this in your crafting table to do. And the lance, if we look at it, does an amazing amount of damage when on horseback, which I have no clue how they got this to work. But 15 to 24 attack damage depending on your speed when you're on horseback. So this is something that you ride on the horseback and you're able to actually attack with. That's amazing. We need more things like that in Minecraft. I don't understand why we can't, attack on horseback like normal. Anyway. Next up, using this recipe right here, you get the mace. And the mace does 6 attack damage. And if we go over here and look at the book right here, it is capable of temporarily knocking out your opponent. And it does extra damage to all skeletons. So, nice little thing there that you can use against skeletons. And I'm not sure exactly what it means by knocking them out. But, let's see if we can go test that. Here, piggy. Can I knock one of you guys out? Will that work? Oh, okay. You're just like stunned. You're slow. Gotcha. That's what that means. All right, that makes sense. All right, back over to here. Man, look at all the different stuff to show you guys. This is absolutely crazy. Next up, we have. This is all about the musket. So right here, these 5 things right here. There's no specific way. It's a just plop them in the crafting table and you will get the musket charge. So these 5 things in any order, musket charge. And then this is the crafting recipe right here for the actual musket itself. So 2 iron, flint and steel, lever, and any type of plank whatsoever will give you the musket. Then if you have a musket, the musket charge, and an iron ingot in your inventory. So let's go ahead and grab. That's not what I wanted to do. grab one of each of those, and then we'll just hop over into survival over here with our nice little test piggies. Thank you so much for being here for me. And you right click this, you can see the little subtitles on the right. You got armored clinks, flint steel click, trapdoor opens. Now it is ready to go. And we can go boom. Yeah, does a lot of damage. It's unloaded. Okay. And yeah, it does quite a bit of damage. I think it's, hold on, let's go check it out. But it's a lot of damage. It's extreme damage. That's what it says. Extreme damage. But for every time that you want to load it, you need to have an iron nugget in your inventory and one of those musket charges and 6 uninterrupted seconds. If you go off of it while it's loading, it will stop. So you don't want to interrupt it. So that is the musket charge. So pretty cool weapon. A little bit beyond what Minecraft vanilla is, so people might be turned off by that, but it's really cool. It does a lot of damage, so I like it. Then some different recipes for things that are already in the game. You can use copper to make 4 arrows, just like a regular arrow recipe, but without the flint. If you use 2 nuggets and 2 iron ingots, you can make your chainmail boots. You can make the chainmail helmet, the chainmail leggings, and the chainmail chest plate. So it's a way of actually crafting the chainmail, and that's pretty neat to have in the game. Not like the rest of the smithing, but it's kind of cool. Now we get to the interesting parts. Now there are 3 different workstations, I think they call them. It's basically places that you can do, workstations that you can craft the special weapons that are not available in a regular game at all. So, first up we have the Adorned Sword. And the Adorned Sword will give you more XP and more attention because it's pretty. And to get the Adorned Sword, you can do either the Diamond or the Netherite. And all these ones for these special weapons are going to be either a Diamond Sword or a Netherite Sword. If you're going to use the Diamond Sword, it's 2 emeralds, 2 gold, and then you're going to need the Obsidian Hammer and a Diamond Sword. And you can just drop it on the crafting table. Wow, the smithing table like that. So let's get our gold. And remember, we need 2 gold and 2 emeralds. There we go. And now we have our diamond sword, and it is adorned. Same way you can get the netherite adorned sword as well. And these are really cool textures. I really like how they look. Then we can get the reinforced sword. The reinforced sword is 2 netherite scraps, obsidian, and then either the diamond or the netherite sword, and then you get the reinforced one. And the way the reinforced one works is that it will never, ever break. Yes, it will not break at all. However, it is a bit slower than a regular sword because you're never going to break, and it's reinforced, so it swings a little slower. That makes sense, right? So let's just get our netherite scrap. Throw that on here. We'll get our netherite sword, obsidian, drop our hammer on it. Bam, we have our netherite sword that is reinforced. And you can see right there, it is unbreakable. And that's pretty neat, So this is the speed of the regular netherite sword. And this is the speed of the reinforcement. You can see it is a bit slower. So those are the things that you can do with a smithing table. Let's head over here and see what you can do with a cauldron. Now the cauldron needs to have a magma block underneath, be filled with water, and you can make either a poisonous sword or a searing sword in the cauldron. And I like how we use different crafting stations to make the different things. Now this one is the same whether it is the diamond or the netherite. You just need a poisonous potato, a rotten flesh, and a spider eye. Throw them in there, and then your choice of either a diamond or a netherite sword. Bam, there you go, and we now have our poisonous sword. And this will damage people or enemies. So, well, I mean, I guess people could be your enemies in the game too. Then we have the searing sword, which just uses for magma cream and then either the netherite or the diamond. And this just ignores mob armor and has no No effect on people, so it's not really good against PvP, but it is very good against PvE if things are having armor on them, like skeletons or zombies. Moving on, we have the Withering Sword. The Withering Sword is just that. It withers things you're attacking. These two right here are going to be done over top of a crafting table, not in a crafting table, but over top of one. So if we take that is not where I meant to throw that. If we take our slime ball, our wither rose, a second wither rose, and a diamond sword. Did I actually not? Can I get them on there, please? That would be great. Let's just throw them on. Did it? Why? What is going on with this? Why am I not getting it? Hold on. Drop it. Drop it. Drop it. Obviously it worked because I got, there we go. Withering Sword. So just like you would think, it withers your enemies. So let's go test it on some nice test piggies here. You can see the little withering effect, and boop, there he goes. So it works out really well. I like it. I like having withering effects, and I like that we can have these effects in the game on our weapons because, well, they're just good. They're just good. And then you can have a glowing sword, which is just 4 glowstone dust and a slime ball with one of those swords, either a netherite sword or the diamond sword. And of course, then you just get a glowing sword, and this will give the glowing effect to whatever you hit. So it's not, as useful as the wither one, but it's still pretty cool to give the glowing effect to different mobs. And if you're doing a big battle, this could be pretty big to be able to target enemies and make them glow. So those are both crafted by throwing stuff on top of the crafting table. And we have the glowing sword and the withering sword. These two by putting it in the cauldron, the poisonous sword and the searing sword. And then the adorned sword and the reinforced sword are both done by throwing on top of the smithing table. Of course, they need the hammer because they're being smithed. I didn't put that on this one, though, did I? Yeah, this one definitely needs it as well. Huh. Ignore that I forgot that. Because if you just do this, it will not work. You have to have the hammer. Bam. Which is really cool to see it just laying in there like that. Really neat. So yeah, that is it. That is the smithing data pack. And we get a few new tools and weapons. We get some really cool modifications to weapons, some way to make stuff that's already in the game, but these ones aren't craftable, of course, but different way of making the arrows. And yeah, the 3 different ways of adding these, I can't really call them enchantments, but abilities to the weapons, to the swords. Really, really cool. I like this data pack. It feels nice. The musket is a bit much for vanilla, but the other things, I think they fit pretty well with vanilla. I think they're things that could definitely be added to the game in the future, and I would really like to see them in the game right now. And if you guys want to check out the data pack for yourself, a link to the Planet Minecraft page will be down in the description. You can check it out. Don't forget to download the resource pack, or else, well, things just won't look right at all. So don't do that. And if you guys enjoyed today's video, please, if you like, consider subscribing, turn on the notifications. You can follow me on Twitter. You can join my Discord channel. And I'll see you guys in the next Data Pack Showcase. Until next time.